Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with, yes, at last, it's back! The Schmidt-Isserstedt Beethoven recordings. Thank God, thank you, Cyrus at Australian Eloquence. You've done it. You've done it. People have been clamoring for this for like years now. It was available on the Decca little box. You got the symphonies, the violin concerto, and the piano concertos. Now, this contains the symphonies and the piano concertos and a few other things besides. There are two boxes, which I will talk about separately. This is box 2, which has the violin concerto in it. I wish it were in here, but I kind of get it. You know, they're like, they want you to buy box 2. The fact of the matter is, box 1 is the one that most people are going to want, and rightly so, because it has the Beethoven symphonies. Also, you get, besides the symphonies, a very good Consecration of the House Overture, Egmont, Leonora III, and the piano concertos are with Wilhelm Bachhaus. It's a classic set of symphonies. We also get, Mozart Piano Concertos 20 and number 6 with Vladimir Ashkenazy, the young Ashkenazy, and the London Symphony. Tchaikovsky 5 with the Hamburg Radio Symphony Orchestra. Dvořák 7, nothing special. And Dvořák, a disc of 4 Slavonic dances, and Brahms 7 Hungarian dances. Frankly, lousy. Schmidt-Isserstedt was not a great conductor. I have to say that straight out. He was a Kapellmeister-ish conductor. He was one of those German guys who did mostly German music. He did some contemporary German music. He was based in Hamburg. He was a good, solid musician. He really was. But for some reason, when they stuck him in front of the Vienna Philharmonic to do Beethoven, whoa, magic happened. Maybe because of his self-effacing nature. He somehow melded with the orchestra, and the result is the best Beethoven cycle ever made in Vienna. On the whole, I mean, there are wonderful others. I mean, there's Bernstein's, and there's Karl Böhm, I think, did one there, and so with some amazing individual performances. It's the Vienna Philharmonic, a very high overall level of performance. But this one had something special about it. I don't know. Maybe Schmidt-Isserstedt knew it was going to be the work of a lifetime to do this. But the fact of the matter is, it's one of the very few Beethoven cycles that actually culminates with a transcendental, fabulous performance of the Ninth, which you really can't count on. You really can't count on with most other Beethoven cycles. I mean, you just don't know. And you get soloists. Oh, my God. Sutherland, Marilyn Horne, James King, Marty Talvala. Does it get any better than that? No, it doesn't. It's always been regarded as one of the all-time great performances of that symphony. And it was available cheapy on Decca's Weekend Classics. I used to love that series. It's like you only have time for the classics on the weekend, and you only want to spend like $3 on it. And you could get that. And it was like the best version in the entire Decca catalog. It's just unbelievable how there is no relationship whatsoever between the quality of musical results and the price and how it's promoted, because, of course, you had Schulte in Chicago doing it more than once, and others. And when Decca became part of Universal, you just had like thousands of performances of everything. So this is like a big deal. Now, not all the performances are equally compelling, as you might very well expect. I mean, some people think maybe the 7th is a little stiff, or the 5th isn't as thrilling as it could have been, or the Eroica doesn't heroic. I don't know. All I can say, I mean, I do know, actually. It's an enormously consistent, satisfying, beautiful, beautiful expression of the Beethoven tradition in Vienna. And it's a great one. It's absolutely, it's an amazing, amazing musical legacy. And you get a sense of it listening to this. You don't get a feeling that there's some hotshot guy on the podium who's desperate to do something with the music. He's just in love with what it is and what they can do together and what this orchestra has to offer and what he brings to the table in terms of of discipline and sensible phrasing and reasonable tempos and beautiful long paragraphs. The whole 19th century German tradition of the long singing line in Beethoven. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's authentic. It's Beethoven on really authentic instruments, performed with total commitment and authenticity. And Backhaus as a pianist is quite similar. He's not flashy. He's not, obviously demonstrative. He's sober. He's very German. He's a sober Beethoven guy. Some people think that he's kind of clunky and unyielding. And yeah, you could say that. I mean, you could. But again, it's a wonderful combination of dedicated, serious music making that matters. It really counts for something. And I am so happy that this is back. It's one of those things that should never, ever, ever be out of print. I mean, it will be again sometime, maybe soon. So get this while you can. Volume 1 of Schmidt-Isserstedt, the Beethoven stuff. And if you want the violin concerto, it's with Henrik Schering. I mean, you can, don't worry about that. We'll talk about that later. But this is important and wonderful, and I am delighted to tell you about it. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.